Hello, and welcome back to A Chapter a Day. It is March the, let me get this, the 18th, and we will be reading Exodus chapter 27. So we are talking about how God is giving instructions to Moses as to how to build the tabernacle, which is the place where they will meet with God, where God can show his presence whenever he visits the children of Israel, where they can also go and get their sins forgiven and give atonement and give sacrifices as a people by the priest and the high priest. So God is giving them instructions for everything, the types of material to use for every single bit of the making of the tabernacle. And remember, it has to be able to deconstruct and be moved from one place to the next because they're still going through the wilderness. So until they reach that place where God promised them, this is what they'll have to be doing, setting it up and putting it down. So now, chapter 27. And thou shalt make an altar of shittim wood, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad. The altar shall be 4 square, and the height thereof shall be 3 cubits. And thou shalt make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. His horn shall be of the same, and thou shalt overlay it with brass. And thou shalt make his pans to receive his ashes, and his shovels and his basins, and his flesh hooks and his fire pans. All the vessels thereof thou shalt make of brass. And thou shalt make for it a grate of network of brass, and upon the net shalt thou make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof. And thou shalt put it under the compass of the altar beneath, that the net may be even to the midst of the altar. And thou shalt make staves for the altar, staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with brass. And the staves shall be put into the rings, and the staves shall be upon the 2 sides of the altar to bear it. Hollow with board shalt thou make it, as it was showed thee in the mount, so shall they make it. And thou shalt make the court of the tabernacle for the south side, southward. There shall be hangings for the court of fine twined linen of 100 cubits long for one side. And the 20 pillars thereof, and their 20 sockets shall be of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets shall be of silver. And likewise for the north side in length there shall be hangings of 100 cubits long, and his 20 pillars, and their 20 sockets of brass. The hooks of the pillars and their fillets of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits. Their pillars 10, and their sockets 10. And the breadth of the court on the east side eastward shall be 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the gate of the court shall be an hanging of 20 cubits, of blue and purple and scarlet, and fine twined linen, wrought with needlework, and their pillars shall be 4, and their sockets 4. All the pillars round about the court shall be filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of brass. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their sockets of brass. All the vessels of the tabernacle and all the service thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring thee pure oil olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always. In the tabernacle of the congregation without the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever unto their generations on the behalf of the children of Israel. And this is the end of the reading of chapter 27. Now I will say this. If some of you are confused as to exactly what is the tabernacle, this chapter dealt with building the altar and making the pillars and the hangings, everything, because it's supposed to represent like the dwelling place of God. As a matter of fact, they say that this earthly tabernacle was representative of the heavenly tabernacle. So what was going on here was taking place also, or it would be like a symbol of what would be taking place in heaven as far as Jesus's preparation to be coming to the earth. So what's happening here is the construction of this entire tabernacle, altar, holy place, most holy place. Colors were important, materials, gold, silver, brass were important, measurements were important. Every single thing that God that had to go into the tabernacle, God gave them the instructions for. If I ever get a chance, I may just try and find a picture of the tabernacle and see how I can insert it into my video. But it is something, if you really want to know what this tabernacle is about, you can Google it, and you can either just type in the tabernacle or the Jewish tabernacle or the Israelite tabernacle. um, any one of those should bring it up. The main word is tabernacle, and it should give you pictures, because many Christian religions, many Christian religions already know about the tabernacle and have had drawings, and I know for sure that they are out there. So type it in if you really would like to get a better idea as to what it looked like. And that is it for today. It's a short reading, and again, this is God giving giving Moses the instructions for the children of Israel to build the tabernacle that he may dwell in. Like it said, build me a tabernacle that I may dwell therein. They will be having sacrifices there, different sacrifices as God requested throughout the year. They'll be having ordinances for giving offerings, etc., to God. So this is an important place for them. So that's the end of our reading for chapter 28. Once again, thank you for viewing and thank you for listening. And until our next reading, take care. Bye.